Yeah, I'm back. Well, look who's back. It's that time again. Let's see. It's an Echo CS670 ripped out of a trash bin. Hello, somebody. Oh, yeah, I gotta get a cord. No people. I need to wipe off my camera lens. It's a little bit dirty. Hopefully this don't just make it worse. I need to get like an actual little lens wipe type of thing. I think that's a good view there. I might go over to the left. Wow, why is nobody showing up? Usually there's a couple people in here by now. But then again, I do have a couple of subscribers. Let's see, Echo is Germany, I think. No, Japan. So I think they're metric. And I don't remember what the carburetor's held on by. Yeah, I think they're metric. They're Japanese. Very quiet. 32 people. Hello. This is an Echo CS670. 670. Pulled it out of the trash bin. You can come out. Kind of rusty in here.
Rusty?
Mm-hmm.
Wonder how it could get rusty.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
I don't think it's ever been outside. Yeah. At least not in the rain.
Weird.
Mm-hmm. This cord rip him catches up. You do good. It's just because a lot of cord.
You gotta kind of guide it. So it doesn't pile up. I'm going to soup manure.
Manure? You ain't got no manure? One like, hello. Whoever you are, speak up. Bunch of bugs flying around. Don't be afraid. My camera lens ain't as clear as it used to be. Could just be because there's a bunch of junk on it. Yeah, that's clear enough. Well, would somebody say something? Hello. "20 people, hello." I do have the bar and chain for this. I think the size I have for it is who's that? That's neighbors. I think I have a 26-inch bar that came with this saw. Well, let's see. I don't know if I can even get it in the. Here's the chain. You can see it's a good long chain. One thing I noticed on this saw, now nowhere you see that this, says it's a professional grade saw, but on our Steel 036, it claims that it's a professional saw, but this has a manual oiler plus the automatic oiler, and that is so that way when you're cutting super heavy wood, you can get more lubrication for the longer bar. And you would think you would see that on a saw that claims to be professional, while this one doesn't. And that's one reason why I like Echo better than Steel. Hello, Rebecca. You must be new. I've never seen you comment, or unless you've never commented and been here a while, but great to see you. And, just needs carburetor cleaned. It won't idle right. Set that down on the floor. That way I don't get the table all messed up. I do need to blow out the air filter. It's got some dirt on it. It's not real dirty, thankfully. I guess it's traffic day today. We live on a very busy road. I don't like it. 2 likes, hello. Yeah, those are Allen, I do believe. I don't think they're Torx. That's way too big. I haven't really worked on, yeah, this is metric. I haven't really worked on a whole lot of Echo stuff. But I can tell you one thing, they're good. One thing I want to get is T-handle Allen screwdrivers, because these things are a pain to deal with. I can probably find them pretty cheap off Amazon. That's about where I get everything. Because I hate, playing around with this little pouch here and dumping them all out on the ground and trying to fish through them. That gets annoying after a while. And I use them quite often, so it wouldn't be just something that sat around all the time. There's 2 up in the front, or at least 1. Ooh, that one's a little bit tight. Get some leverage on it. There we go. I'm going to get a microphone too here pretty soon. I found a set on Amazon for $10. So I'm going to try that and see if it works with this tablet. Maybe make my videos less horrible to watch. Oh well, I do this for the fun. For fun, not numbers. Ooh, there's one right here. Oh, that one's a little bit tight. I apologize for all the traffic. I have the door open today, which is probably a mistake. That's why it's always closed in my videos. You can't hear nothing. Wow, I don't want this cover coming off of here. I did check the spark arrestor screen, the muffler, just to be sure it wasn't that. That was blocked up, and that was just good. Now is this going to come off of there? You got 6 more screws in you. Oh, well, looks like I could take out that anti-vibe mount. That's kind of dumb. It's nice that these are all the same size Allen heads, and I don't have to play around with getting a different wrench every screw. Kind of find it strange that they put the anti-vibe mount right there on the cover. But this is a big saw, so they, I can understand wanting. Let's see, I think I gotta take it off. I think I just want to take the whole thing off. Might as well. Probably make it easier. Okay. Get these out here. I don't know how this chain brake handle got all melted, but if that ain't real expensive, I'll get one, because that part's cosmetic, but I do want the chain brake to work, because that's more of a safety aspect than just for the looks. Because if this happens to kick back, that hits your wrist and then it stops the chain from spinning. So that way, if it comes up and hits your head, you won't lob off your neck or something. Let's see, there's 6 more screws holding this down or what? And the anti-vibe is out. I think now it's just spark plug wire, which is kind of stuck. There we go. Take the plug out. I didn't think so. Saw is a little bit dirty. There we go. Set that off to the side. This is my first time ever looking at one of these saws. 2 likes, 1 person. Hello. Now it will kind of run, so I know that it's in good shape. Use that anti-vibe mount thing. Okay. Now, I kind of wonder. a little bit tricky to get in there, but it might. Oh, okay, that'll fit in there. Figured that might be super hard. Seems awful loose. I think I can get a straight shot at it. Yeah, that's good. I thought I was going to have to take a bunch of stuff off to get to that. The manual oiler does not work, but I don't know if I'm going to get into that today because the automatic oiler does still work. And one thing I don't like about these type of Allen wrenches is that you can't get any leverage, and they hurt your fingers if you try to push on them real hard. That's where the T-handle Allen wrenches would come in handy. Those are kind of stuck in there, and I just pulled this thing out of a dumpster too. Well, more of a scrap bin than a dumpster, I guess. I don't see a reason why it would be in there. Such a nice big saw. We live in such a throwaway world, Somebody sees something that needs a little bit of work and they just throw it out. There's a lot of lazy people around. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I mean, I do kind of have lazy tendencies, but there's a lot of people who just don't even care. Oh, there's 2 fuel lines, so that's weird. This all don't have a primer bulb on it. This one's just like a vacuum line or something. Wow. I don't think we'll have to do fuel lines on this saw, thankfully. I hate doing fuel lines. I don't know why, but it can just be a bit of a pain, I guess. There we go. Wow. That came off there easily. Now, Ooh. Okay. Oh, I think I see how that works. That's kind of a smart idea. Wow. What a good saw compared to steel. See, there should be a gasket on there. Oh, I see. It doesn't because it's on the saw itself. Screwdriver. Oops. Three likes, but only one person watching. It's usually one like and 3 people watching. Okay, let's see what's in or not in this carburetor. Hopefully it doesn't need any new diaphragms and just needs cleaned. I don't think I have any for this saw. Well, it looks like it might just be dirty, which is better than needing a new diaphragm. Yeah, that's kind of... It looks just dirty enough to where it wouldn't idle like it won't. Yeah, gotta get a different screwdriver for that. One person, hello. Who shall you be? Two people. Hello. Are y'all gonna say anything? Or not? If any of my moderators will show up. Well, whoever you are, it's good to see you. Hopefully you don't just leave once you see how terrible my videos are. What brand is this, I wonder? I don't know if this would be a Tillotson carburetor. I kind of doubt it's old enough for one of those. Oh, Walbro says on that cover. Yeah, that's what most stuff has, Walbro on it. They seem like good carburetors. Wish we lived on a quiet road. Hopefully I can remember how the linkages and everything go in the saw. Should have taken a picture somehow. These tiny screws, kind of hard to get a grip on them. Let's check. Well, that's a good sign that it's dirty, because that might mean that the diaphragms are in good shape. Hopefully. Please don't tear. Well, there's some sort of liquid coming out of there. I think that diaphragm should still be usable. Well, I'm just cleaning everything up and see what I get out of it. Hopefully it'll run. Ooh, that's not good. 0 people now. Is anybody going to say anything today, or is everybody too busy? Okay. Is that a screw hole? I can't tell. No. Oh, screwdriver. Fill up that little pocket there and see if it wants to go through. think it went through. I can't tell. Might be going through. Nope. Okay, I gotta take out the needle and everything. See that one on like that, and that was kind of like that, right? Yeah. No, it would be like that. Yeah. Okay, so I gotta take out the check comments. One person, hello. Little screw there. Might come out. Ooh. That was snug. There's a little spring in there, so you gotta be careful. Okay, that there is flowing through there. Yep. That could have been our whole running issue. I'm gonna reuse that diaphragm, the metering diaphragm, and see what happens. Let's see, I'll just gently spray the needle off. There's that. Drop it down in. Boom. And there's that. That kind of slides in like that. No, people. I guess I'm just talking to myself. No moderators here, no nothing. Oh well, guess I'll just have to get used to it. That's how these little channels are. Clean out. Right in there just to be sure. Like a little screw off. Stick the in the hole. There, it's finally kind of in the hole. This here is always a little tricky with the rocker arm and spring and everything. Moves like it should. Okay, you get that. A little snug, but not over tight like it was. Just like that. Perfect. It was over tight before. What are you doing?
I'm putting through your live streaming.
Yes. Go away.
No.
No, I won't go through. I had a problem like this with another carburetor where Didn't want to go through there quite right. Let's. Yeah, I just wasn't pushing it down far enough. Well, it was going through, but now I don't want to go through. Get out of there. There. Went through there. I just need to do this a few times. I should just pass right straight through there. They shouldn't be sitting around there. Maybe I'm not pushing down on the rocker far enough. Well, that's not right. It's not supposed to go through every now and then. It's supposed to go through every time. I might need to get a generic carburetor off Amazon for this. I kind of need to have a big saw for some wood that needs cut up, but okay, now it's going through like it should. Okay, now it's doing right. Now just kind of wipe off all that junk on there. See a tiny bit of dirt on the metering diaphragm, which is what this part is. Kind of flush out down in there. Make sure it's all clean like it should be. And I think that it goes on that way. Big screw goes on that side. Let's see. Okay.
I'm gonna go get pizza. You going with me?
Does it look like it?
Well, I don't even know. I'll go in there, get my purse, and when I come back, I'll be like, yeah, I guess I'll go.
Get me the cherry water I want at the dollar store.
What are your manners?
Please and thank you, sir.
Yeah.
It's like I need to bow down to her. Ooh. I hate getting this stuff in my eyes. Well, I didn't today, but I sometimes do. That burns. It's ugly. Man, that hurts. I've gotten gas in my eyes too. That's terrible. I gotta be more careful with the kind of stuff I do. It's a wonder I can still see. Hope this diaphragm is gonna work. Otherwise, I'll have to get it on off Amazon. Spend some of the devil's lettuce. Luckily, Amazon, everything is dirt cheap, especially these little diaphragms. Probably get 12 of them for $3. Let's see. Make sure I have that the right way. I think. Well, I guess that bird wants us to know we can hear it. It's strange that they have a hole right there in the middle of that. That's perfect invitation for sawdust to creep up in there. Might have to do with like ventilation or something. Crankcase pressures and vacuums and all that crap. It's what makes these diaphragms pulse and move up and down to push and pull fuel. Huh?
You're okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is your thing on?
Yeah. I don't care. Ain't nobody watching me.
Don't say that.
Why?
Because
Ain't nobody watching me. Hello. Arcane. You still here? That was 6:39 o'clock and it's 6:43. You might not still be here. Well, anyway, if you are, hello, and it's good to see you. Clean off all the junk off of this air filter here. You always want to keep your air filter area clean. Seems to be that's what I find is always the dirtiest. Because less dirt sucked in your engine, better off it is. Now it's time to get the saw back up here. It's a massive saw too. I think it's like 66.7 cc's. Let's see. Forget how big of a bar that this can go up to, but let's see, what does that cover say? It can go up to a 27-inch bar. That is huge. Compared to some saws, it ain't. Hello. Compared to some saws, that's small, but that's definitely pretty. That's definitely one of the biggest saws I've ever used. Well, I haven't used this one yet. Which, if it'll run, I would like to use it today. Let's see, and this goes in like, I think it'll go in kind of like that, because, let's see, that's a choke. That, which one's the throttle? That is the throttle. So, it must go in like that. Is that right? Hold on here, I'm trying to kind of remember how this goes on. Well, if that's the choke, so that would go kind of, that should go something like that. came out. Man, this is always the part that I struggle with. Also trying not to get a bunch of dirt sucked in the engine. So that's the fuel line. That's that. Let's see. Now I gotta get the throttle in there, which I kind of didn't see how that went, how that was, because it just kind of flopped out. So that's a real great help. One thing I do want to check is a bunch of sawdust in my pockets from cutting. I want to see what the spark plug is going to look like. It ain't coming out too easy. It looks fairly new. Oh. Well. I think I might have found out why this thing was thrown out. Ooh boy. That's ugly. Well, we're just gonna put a spark plug back in, and I think we never saw that, and hope that it doesn't blow out. Well, I guess there's a reason why everything's thrown away. Hopefully this will tighten up. I don't hear any compression leaking. So hopefully that means that the spark plug will be fine like that. Well, other than taking the jug off and putting new threads in there, I don't see any way of fixing this without taking that off. Because if you try to just, jam a tap in there, you're just going to get a bunch of metal and junk down in the engine and ruin it. Oh, man, that's a little disappointing. But it's definitely not impossible to fix. It's just not going to be easy to fix, to say the least. Okay, get that throttle linkage in there. Maybe. Let's see. Those doves make a lot of noise when they fly around. Trying to figure out how this linkage goes in here. So that's choke. This is a little tricky. Apologize if you can't see nothing. I just barely can. And then that has to somehow make its way over to here. Now, how does that go in? I wonder. This is a little tricky here. Okay, I think that would go in something like that. Maybe. I don't know. Well, I can't really look up a picture on my tablet without ending the live. So maybe it goes something like that. Well, let's see. This is kind of annoying. This is always the tricky part about doing carburetors. And this little black bushing here keeps getting in the way. Oh well. If I have to end the live, oh well, nobody wants to watch me anyway. Does it go in from behind there? I wonder. And then I still kind of don't quite understand how it goes into the throttle trigger there. Because I never really seen how it went in there because, you know, it just kind of flopped out. And I think that just slides down in there like that. And this somehow, I don't know. That's why I shouldn't do live streams, because nothing ever works out. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to end this live stream so that way I can pull up a picture of, well, can I still stay live? Alright. Sounds good, thank you. Okay, yeah, it let me X out of YouTube. So I think I have it, it's sitting in there. By the picture I've seen, it's sitting in there correctly. Now that just kind of slides down in there. And then that somehow, I don't know, it's just ridiculous. And then I just don't see how it connects into the handle there, or the trigger thing. Let's take this off right here and get a better look down in there. One day here, when I don't got nothing to do, I'll take off that cylinder and, well, unless I can figure out a way to fix those threads for the spark plug without taking that off, which that would be amazing. I think right now I'd probably just messed that all up, which I think it would. I think it fits right in there. I think. No. I just wanted to be sure I'm not gonna goof up anything else. Just wanted to be sure I have that on the right tab. Yeah. Yep, okay. I got that figured out, so that's good. I just wanted to be sure everything was, I knew how it went. So, my issue, I'm going to put in the 2 screws for the carburetor. Where did that go? Right there. So that way I can, you know, it's trying to flop all around right now. Now the table's rolling away. That way the carburetor don't flop around everywhere. Now here's the Allen wrench. Get those started down in there. Cause I'm tired of that flopping out of there. I hope that spark plug don't have an issue with staying in there. I know if you put grease on a tap and try to fix those threads, I know that most of those chips will stay. The metal shavings and stuff will stick to the grease on the tap, but man, I don't know. I don't know if it's risk damaging the engine though, over just, you know, not taking it apart. Let's see, is that on? Oh, well, I think some of my problem is because I didn't put this bushing in the right way. I think it's supposed to go in something kind of like that. Ah, you got it figured out. Okay. Wow. Hallelujah. The manual oiler does not work. I think I said that already, but in case I didn't, I said it again. Now I got 0 people watching me. Oh well. I guess if I keep going, keep posting, I might get a following one day. I'm gonna have to look up how to fix that. I've seen a couple videos a long time ago, somebody fixing that. stripped spark plug threads, but that was on a flathead Briggs engine, which that is set up differently, so I don't know. And I guess if all the chips, if any of the metal shavings don't fall down into the bottom of the crankcase and they all stay up on top of the piston, that might, because then I can blow them out. But if they want to try to fall down into the crankcase, then that's no good. Which that's probably why this saw was thrown out, because I got it from a shop, so they probably just didn't see it worth fixing, and they can't waste all their time on this. They gotta make money too. And it ain't gonna make no money if they're goofing around with an old used saw. Okay, that's all lined up. But if you're gonna fix it yourself, then it's worth it. And they probably told the customer, whoever the customer was, it's not worth fixing. But I'll fix it one day. But I just need to get me through what I needed to get me through. And I think it will, because it will kind of try to run. Now, where'd that screw go? There it is. Hoping Peter would show up. But I haven't checked my comments in a few minutes, so he might be here. I did get this little safety thing here to work that doesn't do anything. Well, I guess it does, because it stops you from pushing the throttle without your hand on there, so. Get that snugged down. There should be a screw somehow up in there. I guess that would get in the way of the throttle linkages and everything. Zero people. Oh well. Okay. Probably shouldn't have disturbed the spark plug. If I would have known, I wouldn't have touched it. Well, I'll call the shop that this came from and see what they would say to do to fix it. If they don't have any suggestions, I'll go to YouTube. If that don't tell me nothing good, then I'll just do it the hard way and take it all apart and potentially helicoil it and all that. I don't know if I'm sure there's a helicoil for spark plugs. Well, yeah, because there's no point in, because I couldn't imagine somebody just throwing away something just over that. So I would imagine that there's some sort of a fix you can do, and that doesn't cost a whole bunch. Because unfortunately, money doesn't grow on trees. It would be nice to have a money tree, but One thing I like about most saws is where the carburetor connects to the base, into the but on the cylinder, is it's most of the time rubber, and they have the gasket or O-ring built into the saw, so you don't have a bunch of gaskets and a bunch of O-rings and everything you gotta line up. It's just a built-in piece of rubber to seal it. That's one thing I like about most chainsaws. This problem, it's like to come out without that cover on the top. Let's see, this is going away. There. Wow, it's already been an hour and 2 minutes. Jeez. 0 people. Hoping maybe Mr. L would show up. Now I'll gently blow that out. There's a little bit of dust in it. Nothing too bad. Wipe off some of the dirt on the top or on the bottom of that. And I think I have to put that on after I put the main cover over it, which is this right here. Bet somebody put that spark plug in there sideways and then use like an impact or something. Being an idiot. I've noticed that there's a lot of idiots that try to fix stuff. Well, this don't want to line up too good. But that spark plug wire kind of is holding it up a little bit. Kind of got to fight against it. And maybe if I push it up on there, it'll let me. Oh. Yes, that one started. Let's see, will that one start? Going in? Yep, it's going in. And there's one on the side over here. See, I think that one's going down in. And there's that one. I think it's trying to go down too. Yep. Get all these just gently snug so that way I can move it around and get all the other screws lined up how they need to be. almost completely tight. These are really long screws. I'm surprised how long they are for this little cover. Usually not that long. Oh yeah, I forgot the tablet was almost dead. It's at 5%. So I know it's not going to go dead in 2 minutes. Wait till it goes dead, like I normally do. I think the battery's going dead or going bad in my tablet, which is annoying because it's just over a year old, and it goes dead super quick. Before I didn't have to hardly charge it, or before I could go a few days without charging it. Now I have to charge it every day, otherwise it'll go dead. Oh well, this is how some live streams go. I might make some videos on fixing the spark plug threads once I figure out a good way to fix them. Let's just be sure these are all. Yep, that's working. Might not do live streams on that part just because it might not go too good. But I could do videos. I haven't done an actual video in quite a long time. I've been mainly doing live streams. Let's see, did I ever tighten that one? No, I did not. And here's the anti-vibe mount. That just kind of slips in like so. And that's annoying about the spark plug threads. As long as it doesn't try to blow out of there while I am using it, it should be fine. Should be, not will be. Now, let's see. That does not want to line up too good. I don't know why. Let's see what's going on. Well, it's supposed to go in there. Who's that? Oh, that's neighbors. Let's see, I think I want to loosen. I think I'll take that screw pretty much all the way out like that. I'll try and tighten this up. Somehow. Well, let's try and get the bottom screw in, because that one looks like it's lined up a little closer. Let's see. I gotta take that. Take this part out here. That's probably what's holding me up. Well, maybe. There we go. It's a little tricky to do, so and just gotta bear with me if anybody's even watching. Dropping tools. Let's see, maybe I should loosen this other cover up here to give myself more space. And if it ain't one thing, it's another thing. Okay, I will say I don't like that part too much about this song. That anti-vibe mount thing there. But I guess I'll say I like it once I use it and it doesn't vibrate a whole big ton. Well, there's 0 people watching. There was one. So I'm gonna take the clutch cover off here. I'm tired of that getting in the way. Kind of flopping around. Looks like the chain brake is a little torn up. I think it'll still work though. If a new cylinder jug don't cost much for this, I don't know if it's not gonna fix it like today, but I might get just a new cylinder jug. Or I could find a good used one off of eBay, but then you're kind of taking a gamble there. Just don't know how well it's been treated. You know, somebody will run straight gas through it and then, you know, make it look all fancy and do a bunch of fancy camera tricks and stuff to make it look good, and it's a piece of junk. Well, I don't get what's going on here. This ain't working out too good for me. But what does? What does? Okay, I think that one's going in. Yeah, I think that one's finally going in. I like listening to all the noises of nature. You know, birds and bugs making noises, whatever kind of noises bugs make. Just kind of relaxing. Be really nice without 12 cars every 30 seconds. Okay, I finally got that anti-vibe mount in there. Get these tightened back down. I didn't take them all the way out because I had a feeling that something else wouldn't line up after I completely took them out. Loosen that. And how many steel chainsaws do you see with a sticker that tells you all the lengths of bars that the saw can handle, the part number, and the part number for the chain? On the steel saws, you only have the numbers for the chain and bar that you have on the saw, not all the lengths you can have, or at least on all the steels I've been around. There's just so many things that are better about these Echoes. Well, there's one person. Maybe they won't leave. Hello. Okay. Let's make sure everything's lined up. Here goes the air filter. And let's see, here's the cover. Man, that's too bad about the spark plug threads. I guess that's why this thing was thrown out. Those threads are all chewed up. Man. That's not wanting to line up quite right. I think it's going up in there now. Yep. And there's a little. Yep. There. Just like that. And like how many steel air filter covers do you see that are spring loaded? So that way they don't fall off. None. Okay, it's got some gas in it. So I'm going to end this live here. And if it starts and runs, I will post a short. Which, right now I'm just talking to myself. Anyways, bye. Oh, I do got to put the bar and chain back on, but not till I know it's going to run and do whatever it needs to do. See you later. Like and subscribe if you want to spend any time on me.